Hello, I'm Rachel and this is Lunabird Book Club. This is my first reading wrap-up video of the year for 2025. So today is the 1st of January. I have woken up in York because I'm away with some friends and I have started reading DallerGut Dream Department Store by MiYe. This is a translated piece of Korean fiction about a shop that sells dreams. So the main character Penny has just got a job at the DallerGut Dream Department Store, which is a shop in the sleep world, and customers come here to buy dreams. Some customers are outsiders, people that have come in from their dreams, and others just live there all the time. I'm not sure quite how the magic system works. It's written in present tense because, well, I'm assuming because in the prologue we read a little in-universe history book or myth about the time god and the 3 disciples, and the 3rd disciple chose to be in charge of the present, specifically sleep in the present. So I'm assuming that's why we're in the present tense. I've read the prologue and chapter 1 and so far I am really enjoying it. Books that I've carried over from 2025, there are only 2, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. It's The Letters of Vincent van Gogh and A Memory of Light. Now when I get home from my trip away, I'm going to try and listen to the last battle chapter this weekend and finally get that squared away, and then I can just like move forward with the rest of Memory of Light. I have several books picked out for the month. I'm not going to share them on the video because I might not stick to them and then I'll feel bad about it. And this year is all about me feeling good about reading. But so far, 51 pages in, I'm enjoying this. It's the 4th of January and I thought, well, I've told myself that I'm just not gonna find 9 hours where I can just sit and listen to the last battle. So putting off listening to it until I have that kind of slot just is gonna mean that I'm not gonna read the book. I have decided to be kinder to myself and let myself listen to it in chunks while I'm doing things. So I'm gonna start the last battle today and do a jigsaw, a Critical Role jigsaw. So, Echo, play A Memory of Light on Audible.
Resuming A Memory of Light from Audible.
The last battle.
Wow.
I think my main takeaway from these time lapses is that I have quite bad posture, and that is something that I knew about, but I guess I was just kind of really hit with it when I was watching this footage back. I did anticipate you being able to see my facial expressions a bit more in these time lapses, and yet that did not happen. I don't know why this one went blurry, and also I will say the clock in the corner is kind of a lie. I did take a note of how far I got with each sitting, but it just seemed like too much effort to actually sync that up. So really it's just there as like an indication of how long I was doing it for. I was also listening to it at 1.2 speed, maybe slightly slower while I was in the bath. Obviously, I'm not going to put footage of me in the bath, but I did have a bath with a very nice smelling bath bomb that made my hair smell amazing for days. And then, yeah, you can see Caduceus here in the middle. It was just, honestly, jigsaws and audiobooks, I don't think I've ever done it before, but it was really soothing. And it's definitely an experience that I would repeat. Because it was just really centering, I think.
I did it. I finished the last battle and I didn't do it in one sitting. I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 sittings. But I really enjoyed it. I cried near the end. I didn't finish my jigsaw, but I really enjoyed doing the 2 together. And now I can finish Memory of Light at a leisurely pace without feeling beholden to this huge 9-hour chapter. And it was great, but it's now quite late and it did just keep going, and I thought, when does it switch over to the next chapter? Because the next chapter is still the last battle, isn't it? Anyway, I'm off to bed now. It's actually very early morning on the 6th of January and it's very heavily snowing, so I might not be going to work tomorrow. A lot of time has passed since my last video. January just turned out to be very busy. I was doing a lot of things, and I think looking at my calendar, I think I was out 17 days in a row, then had 2 days off, then was out 2 days, 1 day off, out 2 days, and then it was the end of January. And on those days when I wasn't out, I had videos to edit. So it's been a bit of a full-on month, and my starting goal of videoing more entries so that I wasn't just talking about all the things all at the end quickly disappeared. But to catch you up, since we last spoke, well, since I last spoke to you, I finished Memory of Light on the 8th of January. So I listened to the last battle over that weekend that I was filming on, and then the next 2 days I managed to finish the rest of it, and it was just great. I love Wheel of Time. It's just like home, I think, is how I would describe the Wheel of Time. And I just love it. I want to read it again. I'm so excited for season 3 in March. And yeah, I really enjoyed finally getting to finish off Memory of Light again. And then with that out of the way, not that it was out of the way, but because I've been reading that for a while and it's just been like hanging over my head in correlation with Vincent van Gogh, with that out of the way, that meant that I could then devote more of my time to reading DallerGut Dream Department Store. I tried to not rush through it, so I'd read a chapter a day. Sometimes I might have taken 2 days to read a chapter. I finished this on the 18th of January, and honestly, it was so fun. I really liked it. I liked that. So I mentioned earlier in the video that it was in the present tense because of dreams, but when we were in the real world visiting the people who were buying the dreams, we were in the past tense, and I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I haven't managed to meet my friend to talk about it yet. I'd be really interested to hear what she thought about it. It has been so long since I read it that I can't pull out specific memories to mention, but I really liked the characters. I thought they were really cute, and it was just really whimsical and fun, and I will definitely be reading the second one, but not straight away because I have other books to read. After I'd finished reading this, I then started reading a play script. Well, it's actually 2 play scripts in one. They are both by Shelagh Stephenson. They are The Memory of Water and 5 Kinds of Silence. I really enjoyed The Memory of Water. This is a play about 3 sisters whose mother has just passed away, and they are in their old house reminiscing. There's family tension and lots of arguments, and they're dealing with the passing of their mother in different ways, and I really liked it. And then also in this is 5 Kinds of Silence, which is a script of a radio play by Shelagh Stephenson, which is about 2 sisters and their mother who have killed their abusive father, and the aftermath of that, with them in police custody and speaking to therapists interspersed with monologues from their father. It was good. I didn't necessarily enjoy it. I don't really understand why the 2 pieces were paired together, other than them both being about like the death of a parent. Or maybe that is just why they were paired together. I don't know, but I really enjoyed The Memory of Water. And while I can appreciate 5 Kinds of Silence, I can't say that I enjoyed it. Those are the books that I finished in January. I also started reading 2 other books, technically 3. So I've been listening to an audiobook since the 14th, the second in the Kamogawa Food Detective series. This is slow going, not because it's bad, but just because whenever I put it on, it's usually when I'm getting into bed and then I fall asleep. So then I have to restart the chapter that I'm on. And it's not because the book is boring, it's just because I've been so busy that I don't have time and then I'm tired. Does that make sense? Anyway, when I am actively listening to it, I am enjoying it. I've also started reading the Little Black Classics Anthem for Doomed Youth, which is it's a collection of poetry by Wilfred Owen, who was a war poet. I am just started rehearsing for a show set in 1914, and it's centered around some young men going off to war. So I thought I would get my head in the zone for that by reading some war poetry. And it's something that I've had on my shelf for a long time. So I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone by reading this. And I have also started reading Wolves, which is the 8th volume in the Fables comic series, which is the book that Cathy is sharing with me. I've only read a few pages of that, but I'm excited because it's going to be about Bigby. I bought some notebooks last year to do some book journaling, and I just haven't had chance yet. So I think I'm just anticipating half term in February when I'll have a bit more time, and then I'll start and backdate all my January entries for that. But that's it. So books I'm carrying forward: Letters of Vincent van Gogh, he's always going to be with me. Kamogawa Food Detectives #2, Restaurant of Lost Recipes. Wolves, which is Fables Volume 8, and I've got about half of Anthem for Doomed Youth left as well. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's not too bad. And I've enjoyed the reading that I've been doing this month, which I think is the main thing. I don't feel stressed about the amount of books I'm reading. I don't feel like I've not hit the mark that I'd set for myself. I think at the start of the month I said I'd picked out 4 books I wanted to read in the month. I only managed to read 1 of them, but you know, that's just the way that life works sometimes. I'm feeling good about it, so cheers to that. Cathy's video for January came out on Wednesday. If you haven't already seen that, go give it a watch. And we release videos Wednesdays and Fridays. Stay tuned for more. Bye. Hang on. When did I finish that? Gosh, it was so late. Blimey.